Good morning, vinyl community, and to all consumers out there. Happy Black Friday to you all, if that's something you partake in. So while everyone's out lining up for electronics and deals on whatever, all this means to me is that it's Record Store Day, the Black Friday Record Store Day, which is admittedly a lesser record store day than the one in the spring, but it's all relative, isn't it? I have to say right off the start, before I get to my finds today, Canada, where I live, by the way, if you don't know that, if you're a first-time viewer, I live in Canada. We got royally screwed on some of the big titles through some of my contacts in the industry still. Either no copies or very few copies made it into Canada of at least this my most wanted anyways. So it's kind of a bittersweet Black Friday Record Store Day, and on top of it, the list itself I didn't think was that great. But there was 4 or 5 titles I was after. And like I say, great is all relative. I've seen posts on vinyl communities where this list this year is fantastic for people. But I struggled to find maybe 4 or 5 pieces, and of that, 3 or 4 of them didn't even get into Canada, or so few copies made it in, it doesn't really bear talking about. But before I get to my finds, cheers everyone. Sorry, it's been a long night. I worked all night, left work, and I had to do all this stuff. And then you know what? For the first time ever, I actually did partake in Black Friday lining up for electronics for the first time ever for a gift for my wife. So it's been kind of a hectic morning, to say the least. But having said that, let's get right to this. The stuff I didn't get, which I'm hoping to get next week via maybe late shipments or who knows. I did not get the Collective Soul. I was very disappointed I didn't get the Collective Soul Record Store Day release today. I didn't get U2. The Hold Me, Thrill Me. Apparently that's still making its way into Canada. And what else did I do? I guess the Outcast. There's an Outcast 12-inch for Rosa Parks, which I believe might be in some stores later today. So I'll be heading out there, making the rounds, looking for the Outcast 12-inch for that. It's something my wife and I will enjoy together. She's a big Outcast fan. So that's what I didn't get. So had everything made it into Canada that I wanted to show you all, I would be holding those Collective Soul and the Outcast and the U2 and all that stuff. But anyways, let's see what I did get anyways. What I got for you is Record Store Day titles, and then I'm not sure what happens in your area, but local indie record stores, they put used vinyl on sale, and then I picked up some really cheap used vinyl. And then after all that, I do have some vinyl finds. Depending on how long I'm running, I'll incorporate my normal vinyl finds videos, my normal vinyl finds for you, if that makes sense. You can tell I've been up for, I don't know how long, 24 hours. We will forage on. This is the first Record Store Day title, and I'm going to open some of these for you. I'm going to reveal them for you in case it's something that you wanted, you didn't get, or you're just kind of curious what's inside these ones. But here's number 1, Keith Richards, Run Rudolph Run. This is a re-release on 12-inch vinyl of, this came out on 7-inch, I believe. Well, I do know it did come on 7-inch in the 70s. You can tell by, look at that photo of Keith there. So anyways, this is backed with The Harder They Come and Pressure Drop with Toots and the Maytals. So let's open this one. Apparently there's some goodies inside of this one. There's the sticker for you all, so you kind of get a preview of what's inside of it. If you want to pause that. So we're going to open that one. I'm going to try not to cut myself today. Alright, so let's see what else is in here. This is what I thought was in it, is a Christmas card from Keith Richards. And it says, Gold Rings on You All, One Love, Keith Richards 2018. So you get a nice little Christmas card from Keith Richards inside of this. And I think, oh, that's cool. This is the inside cover has all the different variants released of that single worldwide. And then we got red vinyl. There you go. For Run, Rudolph, Run from Keith Richards. Now, it wasn't something... You know what? I'll be honest with you. If the other titles did come in that I did want, this probably wouldn't have made the grade, to be honest with you, but it was there, and it really wasn't that expensive. So, to warrant my lining up, I think I just probably picked it up so I didn't leave completely empty-handed. I did get this, and I guess this was one that was in quite high demand, and I was like, oh, well, I was fortunate enough to get one, was Guns N' Roses. That might be my screen cap, hence why I got close to the screen there. But Shadow of Your Love by Guns N' Roses. I don't think there's any need to open up that, but the B-side is Moved to the City, the acoustic version from 1988. That was one of those ones that was on my list, and then very few copies made it into Canada. So, for all intents and purposes, I do feel fortunate to have gotten this one. And I believe this is red vinyl as well. So Guns N' Roses. I'm getting a horrible glare off there. Sorry about that. There you go. Okay. Garbage. With members of X. John Doe and Exene Cervenka. Destroying Angels. 7-inch. Sorry, these are sealed. I haven't had time to open these up, obviously. I just got home. But, and it's backed with the cover of David Bowie's Starman. Once again, I like the Keith Richards. There's always my most wanted list for Record Store Day. Those are the ones I get first, and then there's always the little bits and bobs that I just pick up because they're there. And Garbage, this one was one of them. I don't really know the song, to be honest with you, but it's Garbage. I do love Garbage, but pick that one up. Garbage with Exene Cervenka and John Doe of X, Destroying Angels, backed with Starman from David Bowie. Okay, I'm not embarrassed to show this, but I was hoping to get the Weezer Africa picture disc, which I didn't see anywhere. But there was Weezer doing Africa, and then Toto released a 7-inch for Black Friday Record Store Day of them doing Hash Pipe. They did have that, so I got how I was going to get one. I was going to go and get both, but I just got the one. They did nice retro Vertigo Records swirl on there, but they did have Hash Pipe by Toto. I have not heard this version yet. It's, you know what? If I don't dig it, I'm sure someone's going to want it. And that's it for Record Store Day. I know it's very anticlimactic. Once again, I've been up for almost 24 hours. Because usually I have a lot more to show you. But having talked to owners of, and people I know in other record stores and in record labels, etc., etc., Canada got royally screwed. If that means screwed. I don't know, the fist or something. So hopefully in my next video, I'll have a collective soul to show you of their first album, Hints, Allegations, and I think Things Left Unsaid. And I'm hoping to get the Outcast today. I understand that may be in some stores today via some late shipments. And U2. And then who knows, whatever else might show up late that might look interesting, I might pick up. And that might be in the next video, maybe next week. So having said that, this was not, the next one I'm going to show you, and I'm going to slice this one open too, was not a Record Store Day title, but it was the first time they were released today in Canada. There was a series of colored vinyl reissues that came out that were available only at a store called Sunrise Records. And I think there's equivalents in every country. One retailer had the exclusive. And I believe these came out in the UK for their vinyl day or whatever they have in the UK. So, but today was the debut release of a series of colored vinyl. So I was very, very happy to get a copy of the U2, The Joshua Tree on gold vinyl. Like I said, it's an exclusive to a record store called Sunrise Records in Canada on gold vinyl. Also, Zooropa is coming. Was supposed to be out today on blue vinyl. They didn't have that as well. So, The theme of today is things that were supposed to be out that never showed up. I was very not happy about that. But there were some cool titles in this whole series that came out today. If you're in Canada and you live by a Sunrise Records, The Who, John Coltrane, Weezer, a lot of other really cool albums came out today on exclusive colored vinyl through Sunrise. It's not a store I normally go to, but that they were there, and I'll go to where the vinyl is. So I'm going to cut this one open. Might be some people who might want to see this one. I'm just going to open one of the discs so we can get a glimpse of the gold vinyl. So really, this is not really a Record Store Day title, but it's kind of, a lot of people went more for those titles in the lineup for Sunrise Records they did for Record Store Day titles, oddly enough. The U2 fans, anyways. So anyways, there's the gold vinyl. Trying to handle this right. Really, really, really nice. So, and it's a double vinyl. And I'm hoping, like I said, once again, the story of my life, next week or later in the weekend or something, they might be getting their Zeropa blue vinyl in, which is an exclusive as well. So I hope to get that as well. While I was there, they do have a selection of used vinyl at Sunrise Records. It's not the greatest, but today it was 75% off. So the following records were $2.50. A copy of Van Morrison's St. Dominic's Preview in the shrink. Of course, this is the one that has Jackie Wilson Said. Not the biggest Van Morrison fan, and as my videos go on, I'll talk more about Van Morrison because it's something I'm getting more into. But for $2.50, I know a song Jackie Wilson Said. I picked this up for the price. You wouldn't leave it behind either, I don't think. A copy of Iron Butterfly Ball. This is on the yellow Adco label, which I don't know if you need to see. Yellow Adco label. Really nice condition copy for, like I said, $2.50. And then this is one that might miff you. I've never seen this on vinyl. It's probably the hardest vinyl to find by these guys, but it's Men Without Hats, The Adventures of Women and Children Without Hate in the 21st Century. That's the actual title. It didn't do a whole lot business-wise or sales-wise, hence why it's a little bit harder to find on vinyl. So I think this might be the first time I've ever laid my eyes on this album on vinyl, which is why I picked this up, and like I said, I got it for $2.50. So I think the single off this album was Hey Men. But unless you live in Canada and you're a real nerd of Men Without Hats, you might not even know or care about that. But that was a nice pickup for me anyways. So that was the extent of all my purchases today. Like I said, it was, you guys know if you've watched my previous Record Store Day videos, I get a stack like that. But it wasn't to be today. But there was some bits and bobs to show you, and I hope you enjoyed, at least seeing a little bits I got anyways. Sorry about the edit there. Damn phone rang. Anyways, we're going to go on to my regular vinyl finds that I normally show you once a week. Before I show you the next 3 records, there's a tiny bit of a backstory that I'll tell you before, and it'll add a little bit of context to what I'm going to show you here. Earlier in the week, there's a local classified online thing for our city, free ads, and it was just kind of like a lightning in the bottle thing. The guy posted the ad. I just happened to click on the app, looked up records, and then he had just posted this ad. And he had a huge box of original pressings of a lot of metal albums, particularly thrash albums from the 80s that he was desperate to get rid of. I think he needed the money, so he was selling them sometimes a quarter of what the median Discogs price was. So I immediately contacted him, and I knew if I didn't go there right away, they'd be gone. And when you see what I got, you'll know why. So I met him right away. He only had a short window of time, so I had to quickly take what I got and what I could. And he had to go on his way to, I think, school or something like that, oddly enough. So that's what I got. That's these next 3 titles I'm going to show you. the most exciting one, you ready for this? Original pressing of Metallica's Ride the Lightning on the Canadian Bonsai label. This is what it came out on. Original pressing. Like I said, and the prices he was charging was like maybe a quarter of the price, and it's one of those moments where if you're a Metallica fan or you collect this kind of vinyl, it's a heart attack moment, because not only that, only is the vinyl pristine, there's the original Bonsai Records label, the white label. I believe this is an original Canadian pressing, by the way. I can't, for what I remember looking on Discogs, it is. But it comes with the original inner sleeve, and then it comes with the original order form for Bonsai Records here in Canada, which did a lot of things like Venom, Metallica, things like that. What else did they have? Exciter, Trouble, Slayer. They had the early Slayer albums. But that's was one of my most exciting pickups, was a Bonsai pressing of Metallica's Ride the Lightning. And then a copy of MOD. MOD for USA, if you're familiar with this band. It's one Billy Milano from SOD. And once they did their first album, he went off and did this album. A lot of you might know this album, some of you might not, but basically a lot of the songs were leftover songs from an unrecorded second SOD album. An original pressing. This is this is a German copy on Noise Records. Something that's been in my want list for a long time to find a nice pristine copy. There it is. And then a German band called Destruction. This is called Mad Butcher. This is on red vinyl. And I believe this is a US copy on red vinyl, if you care to see it. So Destruction, Mad Butcher. Another one that I was looking for. I look for all Destruction albums. Not the easiest ones to find. So that was that online ad. 3 great albums for not a lot of scratch, which was very, very, very exciting, to say the least. I apologize if I'm talking very fast. I'm trying to make this video a bit more compact than my last one. And what else I got? I got a couple new records to show you. This one came in the mail today. So not only do I come home with my record store day booty, but this is waiting for me. Very exciting. So I haven't even opened it up yet. It's the first official reissue of Bauhaus, Bela Lugosi's Dead. But what's exciting about this is not only do you get, obviously, Bela Lugosi's Dead. I have an original 12-inch for this. I think I have a couple different ones. The sessions that this was recorded on, they did 5 tracks, and 3 of them were never released. And, you know, maybe I will open this, because this has a poster in it, supposedly. This is like a whole video of reveals, which I don't normally do. Anyways, so 5 tracks were recorded at this original session. 3 were never released. So this first time ever, all 5 tracks are included in one package here. So there's a scan, I guess, of the original, probably 1/4-inch tape. Regular black vinyl, nothing to show there. Nothing to see here, nothing to see here. And it comes, yeah, here's the poster for Bela Lugosi's Dead. So it comes with the poster. So I was very, very, very happy to get this in the mail today. And if you live in Canada, you're lucky to get anything in the mail, if you know what's going on with things around here. If you don't, it's not, don't worry. Mail is very hard to deliver in Canada right now. This was, once again, I probably wouldn't, when it was released a few months ago, it was in my cart in Amazon, and it was one of those I could take it or leave it albums. I kind of wanted it, and then Amazon Canada had a pre-Black Friday clearance sale of vinyl, where there were some things that were discounted less than 50% off, and this was $12. So I jumped on that because it was so cheap, and it was, like I said, the price point kind of swayed me to getting it. But it's Rob Zombie. It's him performing the Astro Creep album by White Zombie in its entirety. So him and John 5, they did a concert where they did White Zombie's Astro Creep 2000 in its entirety, and this is that recording. I did listen to this. If you don't have this and you're thinking about it, it's a good listen. The quality's, you know, I've heard better live albums, but you know what, to have this whole album performed live in its entirety, I'll take that for $12. Anyways, I got that. I'm going to show you 4 more. And then I'm going to leave the rest for another video, because I'm going to try to attempt to make shorter videos, which I'm going to talk about in my next video why. It's a long story. Just, you know what, stay tuned to next video. Another online local ad on that same classified ad site. Girl listed a bunch of vinyl for sale. These were $7, and then I think some were $10. But it's irrelevant because it's more than a good value for what I got. I guess she's moving abroad. Look at my hair standing up. How horrible is that? I've been up for a while. And she can't take her vinyl with her, which I understand because our daughter moved to London, England, and left me all her Radiohead records, which I'll never listen to. So thanks, Kristen, for that. Anyways, these are the 4 records I got from her. Black Keys. Never owned this album. I probably wouldn't have taken it if it wasn't there in that little pile she had. It was just not the biggest Black Keys fan, but you know what? I'm not adverse to listening to them and trying them out. So I got a copy of Brothers by Black Keys for the price. Why not? Velvet Underground. I already have several copies of this album, but this is a different pressing. I always have people I know who are looking for this album, or you know, I could, you know, sell it again when at record fairs. But I don't know if I just mentioned this, but this is the 4 Men with Beards pressing of the Velvet Underground's album. That label, 4 Men with Beards, I've talked about this before, is incredibly hit and miss. So I'm kind of curious to see how this one sounds. The packaging is nice. It's a nice gatefold. We'll see how it sounds. So I got that one. Love Forever Changes. Gold Electra label. I already have this copy. Well, once again, I'm not leaving these records there. I can always find nice homes for these if these aren't better pressings than what I have now. And the aforementioned, I've already talked about Van Morrison, and we'll talk about Van Morrison again in future videos. But I was really happy to get a really nice copy of Moondance. So Van Morrison is one of those artists I'm just kind of now getting around to investigating other than his better known songs. So I got 2 Van Morrison albums today. Go figure. Am I getting older? I don't know. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with listening to some Van Morrison and kind of digging into his catalog. So a nice copy of Van Morrison's Moondance. That's all I'm going to show you. So stay tuned for my next video where, like I said, I might have, well, hopefully, we'll have the U2 Record Store Day title, Collective Soul, Outcast, maybe a few other bits and bobs that I'll pick up. And apart from that, I want to say thank you for watching my videos. I really do appreciate it. Leave a comment if there's something awesome you got for Record Store Day that you're going to make me jealous by telling me that you got, that I didn't get. You Americans, you guys get the Record Store Day titles, and we get really shafted. It wasn't like that before. It's just been the last year or two that Canada's been getting short-shipped, with most of the titles going to the U.S. and blah blah blah. And I know boo-hoo-hoo Canadians, but we are such nice people. We deserve it. We deserve more titles here, record companies. Don't go by me. You might not think we're nice, but we are nice people. We deserve more. It's cold up here. Come on. Anyways, thank you very much. This has been David Michael, a.k.a. Nazz Nomad. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next video. Take care.